Love is a scam, so focus only on making money. Ladies and gentlemen, let me keep it real with you this morning. I know that title might have made a few of y'all sit up straight or raise an eyebrow, but hear me out. Because sometimes the hard truth is the truth you need to hear. Love is a scam, so focus only on making money. Sounds harsh, doesn't it? But I'm not here to tell you to shut your heart down or build a fortress around your feelings. No, I'm here to remind you of one thing. Don't lose yourself chasing after something that doesn't build you, feed you, or help you grow. Understand this. The struggle that we have chasing after something that doesn't build you, feed you, or help you grow. Love won't pay the bills. Let me tell you something, folks. Love is a beautiful thing. It can make you feel like you're on top of the world. It's poetry, it's magic, it's butterflies in your stomach. But let's bring it back to reality for a second. Those butterflies, they don't pay the light bill. That magic, it won't fill up your gas tank. And poetry, well, last I checked, it don't buy groceries. Now, don't get me wrong. Love can be powerful. And when it's the real thing, it can lift you up. But here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Love alone won't keep your head above water. You can't call the electric company and tell them, hey, I'm in love, so don't cut off my power. They don't care about that. They care about payment. You see, too many of us get caught up in the fantasy of love and forget about the reality of life. We dive headfirst into relationships, giving our all, sacrificing our time, our energy, sometimes even our money. But when the tough times hit, when the bills start piling up, love suddenly feels a whole lot lighter than those debts. Let me ask you this. How many of y'all have been in a relationship where love was all you had? No plans, no structure, no foundation, just feelings. And what happened? Eventually, reality knocked on the door. And let me tell you, reality don't knock softly. It comes in loud, demanding answers and payment in full. Here's the thing, love is meant to enhance your life, not be the sole thing holding it together. A relationship can't thrive on feelings alone. It needs a foundation. And that foundation is built on stability. It's built on goals, on discipline, on a clear vision for the future. Because when life gets hard, and trust me, it will, you need more than love to keep the lights on and food on the table. And let's not forget about the pressure this puts on a relationship. When financial stress enters the picture, love gets tested in ways you never imagined. Arguments start over things as small as groceries or gas money. Resentment creeps in, and suddenly, what once felt like a fairy tale starts to feel like a burden. Let me break it down for you. If you're not building something solid for yourself first, love can feel like a weight instead of a gift. You've got to have your own foundation before you let someone else step into your world. That's not selfish, it's smart. Because when you've got your life together, love isn't a struggle. It's a partnership. It's two people bringing their strengths together instead of leaning on each other out of desperation. But here's where it gets real. Sometimes we think love will solve all our problems. We think if we just find the right person, everything else will fall into place. But that's not how life works. You've got to solve your own problems first. Love should never be a replacement for hard work, for ambition, for the drive to secure your future. Love can distract you, but money keeps you focused. And keep it real with y'all this morning. Love is one of the most powerful emotions in the world. It's inspiring, it's intoxicating, and sometimes it can be downright overwhelming. But here's the catch. Love, when it's not aligned with your goals, can also be one of the biggest distractions you'll ever face. Distractions include the following: others' opinions, like the ones from other people. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but isn't love supposed to be a good thing? Absolutely. The right kind of love is a blessing. But the wrong kind of love, oh, that can pull you off track faster than you can imagine. Let me explain. When you're out here chasing your dreams, grinding day and night to build something meaningful, you need focus like never before. But then love comes along. Whether it's the butterflies in your stomach, the late night phone calls, or the feeling that you can't breathe without that person. It's beautiful, sure, but it's also distracting. Because now, instead of focusing on your hustle, you're focusing on their mood, their needs, and their approval. You ever notice how love has a way of making you compromise? You compromise your time, your energy, and sometimes even your goals. You start skipping opportunities because you don't want to upset them. You stop working overtime because they want more quality time. And before you know it, your focus has shifted. You're no longer building your dreams. You're just trying to keep someone else happy. And let me tell you something. People who love you will understand your hustle. But people who don't value your grind will demand your attention at the expense of your growth. That's where the distraction creeps in. Now let's talk about money for a second. See, money doesn't need your attention the way love does. Money doesn't ask for your emotional energy. Money just asks for one thing, your focus. When you focus on your hustle, money will show up. And when you've got your money right, you'll notice something amazing. It clears the noise. It allows you to think bigger, dream bigger, and live bigger. Money allows you to think bigger, dream bigger, and live bigger. Money isn't about greed. It's about freedom. Freedom to choose how you live, where you live, and who you spend your time with. And that kind of freedom doesn't distract you. It empowers you. It sharpens your focus because you're building a life where you don't have to depend on anyone else. Let me tell you a little story. I've seen people with potential, talent, and drive get derailed because they let love take the wheel too soon. They had big plans, but then they fell for someone who didn't see the vision. And instead of staying on their path, they started to detour, trying to please someone who wasn't even walking in the same direction. And that's the danger, y'all. Love can feel urgent, like it's something. Protect yourself first. Let me tell you something, folks. You've got one life, one heart, and one soul. And if you don't protect those things, let me tell you, nobody else is going to do it for you. That's fact. Now, I know it's easy to get caught up in taking care of everyone else, your family, your friends, your partner. But let me ask you this. Who's taking care of you? See, a lot of people out here are giving everything they've got to other folks. They're pouring all their time, energy, and resources into people who wouldn't pour a single drop back into them. And here's the hard truth. If you don't protect yourself first, you'll end up empty, drained, and broken. Let me break it down for you. When you get on an airplane, what's the first thing the flight attendants tell you during a safety briefing? Put your own oxygen mask on before helping someone else. Why? Because you can't save anybody if you're passed out on the floor. The same thing applies to your life. If you're running on fumes, you can't show up for anyone else. Not your kids, not your spouse, not your dreams. Here's where it gets tricky. Some people will make you feel guilty for protecting yourself. They'll call you selfish because you're not bending over backward to meet their needs. But let me ask you this. How is it selfish to take care of the one person who's responsible for everything in your life? Protecting yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. It's saying, I value myself enough to make sure I'm whole before I give anything away. So hold on a minute. Protecting yourself isn't just about setting boundaries with others. It's about setting boundaries with yourself. It's about knowing when to say no, even when you feel like you should say yes. It's about recognizing when you're giving too much and stepping back before you burn out. And let me tell you, protecting yourself doesn't mean you stop caring about other people. It doesn't mean you turn your back on those you love. It just means you stop putting their needs above your own to the point where you lose yourself in the process. Remember, there's a logic to the proximity, too, of having a model or models with courage, high shelf. The rest of it, gentlemen. Here's a truth that'll change your life if you let it. When you protect yourself first, you become stronger for everyone around you. When you're rested, focused, and clear-headed, you can show up for your loved ones in a way that truly makes a difference. But when you're drained, resentful, and overwhelmed, you're not helping anybody, not even yourself. So what does protecting yourself look like? It looks like taking the time to invest in your health, mentally, physically, and emotionally. It looks like saying, I need to focus on my goals right now, even if it means disappointing a few people along the way. It looks like valuing your peace so much that you refuse to let anyone disturb it. Because at the end of the day, if you're not protecting you, who will? The world respects success. Let me tell y'all something about how this world works. It respects results, not excuses. You can have the biggest dreams, the most beautiful plans, and the deepest struggles. But at the end of the day, what gets the world's attention is success. And your journey may not matter. Now, don't get me wrong, your journey matters. The grind, the failures, the setbacks, they're all part of the story. But here's the truth nobody talks about. People notice you when you win. That's when they start clapping. That's when they start calling your name. Until then, most folks won't even look your way. This isn't about being flashy or chasing fame. It's about understanding that success opens doors. It commands respect. It gives you a voice in rooms you couldn't even step into before. The world doesn't ask how hard you worked or how many times you failed. It asks, what have you accomplished? So don't waste your energy begging for respect or recognition. Earn it. Focus on building yourself, achieving your goals, and creating something undeniable. Because when you succeed, the world won't just respect you, it'll have no choice but to notice you. Build first, love later. Listen up, y'all. Love is beautiful, no doubt about it. But let me tell you something. If you don't have a solid foundation first, love can feel more like a weight than a blessing. You've got to build yourself before you let someone else into your life. See, love isn't supposed to complete you, it's supposed to complement you. And if you're out here trying to build a life while carrying someone else's expectations, you're going to burn out quick. You need stability, focus, and a clear vision for your future before you can truly share your life with someone else. Think about it. What's the point of falling in love if your house isn't in order? Your dreams, your finances, your peace of mind, that's your foundation. Build it strong first, because love that comes too soon can shake it, not strengthen it. Remember, y'all, love is sweeter when you've already got something solid to offer. Build first, love later. It's not just smart, it's necessary. Love should be a bonus, not a lifeline. Let me drop some truth on you real quick. Love is a beautiful thing, but it should never be the thing keeping you afloat. Love is a bonus, not a lifeline. Too many people treat love like it's the only thing holding their world together. They're out here clinging to relationships like a drowning man grabbing a life preserver. But let me tell you something. If love is the only thing keeping you going, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And then after everything is floating around and your relationship takes a terrible turn and you go back to those bad patterns, you will start to readjust the work so again. Love is meant to add to your life, not be the foundation of it. Your foundation has to be you, your goals, your hustle, your peace of mind. That's the stuff that keeps you standing when life gets hard. And when love comes along, it's just the icing on the cake, not the whole cake. Here's the thing, when you treat love like a bonus, you're not desperate for it. You're not out here settling for less because you think you need someone to survive. You stand strong, and when the right person shows up, they'll be drawn to your strength, not your dependency. Turn your pain into profit. Let me tell y'all something. Pain is universal. We've all been through something that broke us, hurt us, or knocked us down. But here's the difference between people who stay stuck and people who rise up. The ones who rise take that pain and turn it into profit. Pain isn't just a setback, it's a lesson, an opportunity, and sometimes even a blessing in disguise. When you've been through the fire, you come out with something nobody can take away. Experience, resilience, and a story. And that story is valuable. And once you understand it, it just makes life so much easier. Think about it. Some of the most successful people didn't start at the top. They started at rock bottom. They took their heartbreak, their losses, and their struggles, and they built something out of it. They didn't let their pain define them. They let it fuel them. Your pain can push you into purpose. It can teach you how to solve problems, connect with people, and create opportunities. So don't waste time feeling sorry for yourself. Flip the script. Use that pain to build something that not only heals you, but blesses others in the process. Because here's the truth. Your pain is the blueprint for your profit. Every tear you cried, every moment you felt like giving up, those are the moments that shaped you. And if you look closely, buried in that pain are lessons that can turn into opportunities. The lessons that maybe you lost a job and learned how to hustle harder than ever before. Maybe you went through heartbreak and discovered your own worth. Or maybe life just knocked you down and you had to figure out how to stand up stronger. That's your power. Pain is what makes you relatable. It connects you to people who are walking through their own storms. And when you turn your pain into a solution, whether it's a business, a skill, or even just being a light for others, you don't just help yourself, you help others. And that's where the real profit is. So don't waste your pain. Don't sit around asking, why me? Instead, ask, what can I do with this? Because when you take what broke you and build something out of it, the world takes notice. And more than that, you prove to yourself that nothing, absolutely nothing, can keep you down. So turn that pain into profit, turn that mess into your message, and watch how the world starts to respect what you've built. And so yes, maybe love feels like a scam sometimes, but your money, your hustle, that's the real deal. Focus on building yourself up, because when you've got your life together, the right people will gravitate towards you. And if they don't, you'll still be standing tall. The lesson today is this: stop chasing people who don't value you and start chasing the dreams that will build you. Love yourself enough to secure your future. That's the kind of love that never goes out of style. So get out there and make it happen.